Okay, first of all, let's address the bandage and the hat. I'm wearing a hat because of the fact that I have a very big zit on my forehead, and the zit popped last night and it bled, and then now it's an open wound. So, yes, I have a very big zit on my forehead that popped, and now I have a band aid. Really, really bad placement on my forehead, and then now it's here, and I was contemplating if I should film today, to be honest, because I'm in a very weird mood, and at the same time I have a very big zit on my forehead. But then I was like, if I am going to delay making this video, then I have 0 things to post this week. And honestly, this is a very good topic, and I will be titling this as PPOP CHIKAHAN because we are going to be talking about the BINI Payola spoon-fed allegations, and that will be debunked by me. Cue intro. Okay, hello everybody. If you must know, I am a bloom since the beginning of time, and then after that I am at the same time a P-pop idol industry connoisseur. So I think the very first few P-pop groups that have popped up since 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, I was there. I'm gonna tell you about things. Now, one of the things and one of the groups that I very much follow is BINI. So of course I think I have the necessary qualifications as to making this video. Now, first, where did this come from? Now, I've been seeing it on my TikTok comments, and now it basically bled into the YouTube comments, as to the birth of this video. Now, where did these allegations even come from? Basically came from fan wars, but anyways, they exist and we gotta address that. I don't think anyone is addressing it anyway in video long form in YouTube. People are fighting it off on TikTok and on the Twitter spaces, but as a person in YouTube and as a person who does this, I am here. So I hope it's not too bright, like the light is not too bright and it's not blinding. As you can see, we have Deku over here. It's a new angle, but nonetheless, I'm still on my table and on my chair. Now, before we begin everything, we have to know the meaning of payola and spoon feeding first so we can move forward. Now, payola is pay to play, basically. And if you must know, the first time I heard about this is in K-pop. So K-pop stan Twitter, and now it crawled its way to P-pop stan Twitter, as one does, Now, spoon feeding, let's go to Google to basically know the meaning of spoon fed. Now, spoon fed or spoon feeding is to give someone so much help or information that the person does not need to try himself or herself. Now, we have to know that that's the meaning that we are going for, because I think that is what they are accusing the group of. Now, the Payola allegations, let's go first and foremost with that. The Payola allegations that are thrown at BINI is by the haters, Why? It's because of how big ABS-CBN is, and ABS-CBN under that is Star Music, and Star Music basically handles and is the management of our beloved group BINI. So they say that BINI streams, BINI's achievements, and whatever BINI has basically achieved so far in their career are well engineered and are bribed by the management. They bribed people to use their influence or position to promote BINI. Now, to be honest, the first time I've seen actual people talking about this and basically arguing in the comment section, I was like, out of all the groups out of all the people that you are going to be saying that are using Payola, you're using BINI? Nimal? I was like, why are we even starting this? But anyway, we have to clarify. I made this video so people will know where I stand. Now, First and foremost, I acknowledge that BINI is under Star Music, and Star Music is huge. You are under ABS-CBN after all. I would say they have the immense resources, no? But if you are not a fan, and if you are, and you just wanted to throw snipe at BINI, at the thought that you have at the top of your head, you would think and you would use Payola. Might I add, that is a very stupid take. Now, first of all, when BINI was just starting and they haven't even debuted that yet, ABS-CBN basically lost their rights to be televised. Now, that's putting a very big dent on your bank account, if I so myself. Like, they lost a very huge chunk of money. And after that, now, if you think logically, I don't think a very new venture or a very new group that hasn't even found their ROI yet, would you even put money in that to bribe other people? To bribe other people to stream BINI's music? Like, if you think logically, if you use your brain, you know? Also, I can't think of bribing or Payola allegations in PPOP because the only streaming site that we use as of now as a factor to a PPOP group's popularity is Spotify streams and YouTube views. Now, with Spotify, at the very end of 2023, BINI had like 500k monthly listeners. Like, they cultivate, that is a 2-year-old group, and they only had like 500 monthly listeners. Okay, like, let's be real. Like, the very, very height of success of BINI, like what they have now in terms of Spotify streaming, really peaked in 2024, early 2024. But back in 2023, and back when they were just starting, if they did use Payola, wouldn't it be good to basically start at the very early of their career? If you are paying people to stream this specific group, would that have not been helpful if they started at the very beginning of their career, not in their third year? You know, if I look back, BINI had their very pixelated Kumu live stream and their ASAP performances against the world. So basically, when it was on lockdown, when it was the pandemic, they only had the ASAP performances to basically promote themselves. They weren't technically just performing their songs, but they were also doing covers of K-pop dances, covers of OPM dances, making their own choreography even. And then, of course, their Kumu live streams, which roughly had 100, 200, 300 viewers at the very beginning. So, like, I had a very good video explaining the a question that basically got around Reddit, asking why is BINI only gaining popularity after only 3 years of their careers. If you want to watch that, you can also go there. It's very detailed, it's very good, and I think I made sense in that video. Now, the Payola allegations are stupid because if they wanted to pay people to basically promote BINI, they could have done that at the very beginning, but they didn't because they had no money. Also, my girls were reusing, recycling, and sewing their own costumes, okay, at the very beginning, pre-debut, the coconut nut. I mean, if you are not a fan and you really just wanted to snipe at BINI, you would use you would use Payola allegations, but then again, you would just sound very stupid. So if anyone wants to use the Payola allegations and basically say that in my YouTube comments, I will just laugh at you because that is so absurd and so stupid. And now that you know where my stance is, we are going to the next one, which brings us to the spoon feeding allegations. This is Editing Pia Jane. The Payola allegations are stupid because the monthly listeners in Spotify and the YouTube views basically translate to the amount of people that wanted to buy their merch, that wanted to buy their concert tickets, that goes to their mall shows. So I don't know where this does even come from, because all the monthly listeners they have now basically translate to the people that want to see them, that are their fans. You can see that they are very in demand. So where did that even come from, and where does that go? I don't know. People are so stupid sometimes. So at the very first time that I've heard this, I was really confused as to what aspect the girls were spoon fed. But there is a comment, and I will be reading that. Thank you so much to the commenter. You very much helped me in understanding what the hell the haters have been saying for these past few weeks. And let me look for it right now. So let me read this. I'm gonna be flashing this on the screen. I think it's the toxic fans of other groups from smaller agencies slash labels who are salty for having the backing and resources of ABS-CBN. I'm not sure if it's because they're against the company because of their political bias, or they think the girls were all scouted and had everything provided for them. As we can see, all of them had to audition, and even Sheena, who was scouted, still had to prove her determination and went through the eye of the needle just like everyone else in the group. They had to sacrifice a lot of time, effort, health, even dropping out of school and being away from family and friends without guarantees of debuting. It's ironic that they don't realize that it's the idols of smaller companies that were actually scouted and probably had an easier time pre-debut because of the easier and shorter selection process. They also didn't have to compete against so many people. The only advantage the girls had is that ABS provided for their living expenses and training, which was the risk slash sacrifice the company had to take on as well. My understanding from the haters, not all are familiar with K-pop too, is that being spoon-fed or being handed things on a silver platter is having the massive resources at their disposal, which is evident in their ability to produce music. There are good P-pop groups that have debuted just months later than them, but have very limited discography. I think that is what they are being salty about too. I'm not one of them. It's just what I've read from the sarcastic comments I've seen from the fans of other groups when they talk about their own idols. The context of music production nga din pala compared to self-producing groups who came before them, I can see why they would say they are spoon-fed kahit may input din naman yung girls sa music nila. Okay. Let's begin from the very first thing. I did say that ABS is a big company and they had the immediate resources that they could have. They had the living, the training, they had the PBB house as basically their boot camp, and they had the Korean trainees and this and that. But that is without the sacrifices that they made. Let's not forget the sacrifices that these girls had to go through just to be able to debut. The monthly or the weekly evaluations that makes you think that it's the end of the world. Again, it makes you think that these people that are putting or sniping at BINI basically do not or have not seen what they have gone through, which puts you into perspective that do you even know what you're talking about, which is pretty stupid. Because why are you talking about something that you don't even know anything about? That's just pretty stupid about me. About you. Now, this is one of the realities that I'm going to be putting it out there. If you are an aspirant trainee, be very, very conscious on what company you want to be a trainee as. You know, as a P-pop stan, I would know and I can pick several managements that I think if I was being able to train under, I would pick this and that. I wouldn't pick a company, a management that I have seen is not very good at managing people, at managing the P-pop idol group. Now, BINI, the girls basically did not even know what they were lining up for, but they did line up and they went through the whole process. They went through, some of them are scouted, but most of them lined up in that heat with no proper queuing. We know how ABS-CBN is with their fucking queuing. Let's not forget about the BINI versus Cebu queuing debacle. With a bad queuing, with a warm fucking weather, you can't get out of the queue, because if you did, then people are going to tell you off. Now, they had the resources, but we all know that that's not the reason that they are successful right now, because even if they had the resources for 3 years, again, it's a very trial and error in the P-pop idol industry. You wouldn't know what the general public will like. they will not like. Now, why did BINI get so much popular with Pantropico? It's because they already have this amount of talent. You know, would the fucking general public like them if they did not dance in sync? Would the general public even wow at them if they hadn't had the vocals that they practiced so hard of? You know what the people like about BINI is basically their personality and the amazing songs that they had before that the general public missed before. You know, I was there when the songs were released, and then even if we thought this was going to get the general public going, it was still hard. And I would say that the spoon feeding allegations about writing songs, why is it an issue if you can't write your own songs? And like, let's not forget that BINI write songs as well. Let's not go there, Muna. Let's go back to what is the problem if this performer can't write the songs. Some songwriters don't want to perform dance and sing for like 3 minutes or an hour in total, so they sell their songs so other performers can. Wait, why is this such a... I'm so confused, because not everyone is a writer and not everyone can be a performer. You know, if you can do both, that's amazing, you're amazing. But some writers of songs would rather sell their songs so other people can perform it, because they can't have the same amount of performance energy that the performers have. Now, I don't think that is such an insult. If you're using that as an insult, then you're fucking weird. Like, is that really the is that really the hill that you want to die on? The BINI don't write their songs, when in fact people BINI have writing credits in their album. And again, if you're saying that BINI had everything, they basically went through a very arduous training regimen, a very arduous star hunt basically, and then they had to go through 2 years of thinking that they are unknown at that point. And I don't care if they do brag about their popularity right now. I don't care if some fans, some blooms, are bragging about how popular BINI has gotten. I do not care, because in the past we were not like this. We were not popular like this. So if people are going to snipe at BINI that they don't know how to write their songs, that they are being spoon-fed, that they are something like that, just to make you feel good, I don't think your idol will also appreciate that. I know that this stemmed from fan wars, but this is so stupid at the same time. Just thinking about spoon feed, because you can't spoon feed the talent that they have and the drive of the girls to perform. You can't spoon feed being good at vocals, but they did train to get that vocals that they have, because not everyone is a singer. That's why they had to train for at least 2 years and then get stuck at the PPB house because of COVID, and then they had to do Kumu lives almost every day. So yeah, I guess at the very end of the day, if you do think that, and if you end up in a comment section that has the spoon feeding and the Payola allegations thrown at you, Blooms should just send the very, very enormous list of BINI endorsements at the moment. I think they are running up to 20. Very happy for the girls. Get that coins. I'm very excited for the Grand BINIverse that I will be attending. And also, see you for the next reaction for the documentary, chapter 2, Here to Win. And yeah, that is for our PPOP Chikahan this week. See you next week. I guess. Yes. Thank you for watching.